Phase Moon. My name's Blake Cousins, and we're going over a live event right now. We have a caller in, says something's going on right now. They need to share it with Third Phase. The number to call in to the world's largest UFO channel on YouTube, Third Phase Moon, is 347-934-0378. Share your stories here. Share it to the world. Now, let's get to breaking news right now. Area code 706. Tell us where you're calling from. What's your name? Go ahead.
I am calling from Commerce, Georgia. My name is Keith Miller. There happens to be a giant UFO like right outside my window.
Wow. Do you tell me, what does this giant UFO look like, and do you have any video cameras on you? Are you filming this thing?
I do not have any video cameras. I'm officially freaked out right now. I'm shaking, and it's getting closer and closer.
What does it look like?
It's
Hello, you there?
It seems to have like it's like very bright. It's like multiple flashing lights. It's spinning. It's moving really erratically.
All right, man. If you could get to anywhere that anybody, it's the new era. Everybody has a camera, a cell phone. Why don't you just go outside, yell on the top of your lungs, and say, "I see a UFO." Anybody got a camera? Get out here and start filming this thing.
That's the problem. I can't.
Why not?
Because this thing is like literally like about like a football field away from me. It's gigantic.
So you're afraid of? You're afraid?
Yeah.
All right, man. Just be safe, and if you could, we could understand if you're feeling intimidated. You don't want to go out right now. It's too overwhelming. That's what this place is for. Thanks for sharing your story. Tell me, what can we help out? What can we help you out with? Do you need any assistance? Do you need anybody that maybe?
I don't need any help. I just wanted to get this out there, and just thank you for letting me say this.
Have you seen them before, or is this your first experience?
It's my first experience ever.
Oh, okay, man. So just stand by. Is there anybody with you at the moment, or are you by yourself?
I'm currently by myself.
Exactly. Tell us what kind of, in what direction, if anybody's in your area, should they look at? And what are the color? Is there any certain colors they should be looking for?
Everyone around me is asleep, like everyone in my neighborhood. So I don't want to go on and freaking people out.
Okay, is it a disc? Is it disc in shape? Is it an orb?
It's morphing, like between disc, cigar, and triangle.
How large would you say this UFO is?
It's a decent size. It's about the size of a large house.
And it's not making any sound whatsoever. How far away from you would you say? Could you like?
It's a low hum, and it's about a football field away.
So you definitely could, if you had a golf ball, you could hit it. It's like within throwing distance, no doubt. That's pretty much a close encounter, as close as you could get. Is it metallic in any way, or is it shapeshift?
It's almost like liquid. I can't.
Is there any ponds in your area or lakes?
No. I live in a farm.
What about military bases? What's the closest military base in your area?
About, I don't know, next state over.
Do you think there's something that they might be interested why they're there? Are they looking for you in general, or what's your take?
No, I don't. I wouldn't know because, like, I live in a pretty remote area.
All right, man. Hey, just stand by. If anything goes down, you let us know. But it looks like my something just went down on my computer, and I can't get to it. We're going to try and shut this computer down, but we're going to try and stay live. For some odd reason, we just froze up over here, and we're going to have to do a restart. But we've never done this before. We're going to power down on our show, and we're going to try to get back on air. As we do this. What's that?
It's probably them.
Hello? Okay, yeah, just stand by. It could be them, exactly. Brett, go ahead, power. I'm going to power this down, and we're going to stay online. Let's see if this works, and hopefully everybody stays with us. let's see, we're shutting down. Like I said, this is live third phase of moon. We don't go through this kind of stuff all the time. Are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. Well, we're still online. We're via the line to third phase. We're live. I've just restarted the computer. I don't know what happened. We're going to try to get to other callers tonight. Tell me.
It's gone.
What happened?
It's gone.
Did it just take off, or did you see it leave? Did you blink your eye and 1 minute it was there, 1 minute it isn't? Well, tell me, what happened?
Yeah, it's gone.
How do you mean? Did it take off?
I didn't see it leave. I didn't see it leave at all.
Wow. As soon as I shut my computer off and restarted it, right as I pressed the button is right when you said it disappeared. That's it's insane. What's this? Our computer's working now. It's starting to boot up. Everybody stand by at third phase of moon where this is something's going on. This is a breaking news event. People call in, share their stories. Tell me, what state are you in, and what neighborhood? So maybe somebody else in your neighborhood might have saw exactly what you just saw.
I'm currently in Commerce, Georgia, and I live on a farm, so there's hardly anybody around me. And
didn't we just have Willie call in from Georgia? And there's a bunch of sightings that go on over in that area. A couple weeks ago, a man by the name of Willie called in from Georgia, and he says that there's lights in the skies. Even the military wouldn't be able to do anything about it because it looks like
the military do. They'll just cover all that crap up.
So what do you think? Do you think this was military by any means, or do you think this was an extraterrestrial?
No, the military's not capable of this. No.
So this is the first UFO you've ever seen?
Yes, and I am.
Were you a believer?
Really I was a believer before. Yeah.
Well, congratulations, man. It's always when you see a UFO for the first time, you're never going to forget it. It's basically you've been through a situation that your mind will never let you forget that memory. It's like a flash in your brain that won't ever go away. Okay. Now, how did you know to call it the third phase of moon and share this story?
Well, I watch your show all the time, Blake.
Okay. Wow. Well, okay. Let's see. Something's going on again with my computer, and I'm not. Wow. This is kind of a weird radio show, I got to admit, but I'm gonna have to close my computer down. We had a first call in, said that he was witnessing something major. He was too afraid to even go out and do anything about it because he didn't know what this massive
object. The reason why I won't go out is because there was also a beam coming off of it, like it was doing something. I don't even know. I'll have to tomorrow. I have to go check my crop.
Oh wow! What do you mean?
Corn crop.
A corn crop?
Yeah, I have a corn crop.
Okay, so you think that you might have trace evidence of a possible landing or maybe a crop circle?
I have no idea. Like I live in a pretty tall building. I'm looking at the crop. There's nothing on it.
What's on it? What do you see?
There's nothing. Nothing.
All right, this is Third Phase of Moon Live. I just wanted to let everybody know if you're joining us. We're having some technical issues. We're trying to get to the other callers right here at Third Phase of Moon. We're going to relaunch the flash chat. Everything just shut down. We have no reason what went down. But basically, when this gentleman just called in and said that there's something that he's never seen before and he's scared of this massive object over him, I had a technical breakdown that our computer shut down as soon as this object left your area. I'm not sure if it's all connected or not, but let's see. Are we having – okay, it seems that my computer is semi-working. We're going to be getting online here in just about a minute as this reboots. This is kind of the life right here at Third Phase Moon when sometimes we have these kind of special moments. For some odd reason, our shows get shut down. We've had Kathleen Martin come on the show along with Denise Stoner, if I'm not mistaken, and right when they're just about to reveal something that's never been heard before in Third Phase of Moon, all of a sudden our show gets shut down. So we're not exactly sure what's going on. We're going to try and get back on our radio show.
It's either them or the CIA.
Well, I think it'd be above the CIA, maybe even a black government that we're not even aware of. What do you think about what? So, any friends or family that were next to you at this time? You're just by yourself as this experience just happened.
Like I'm really scared and by myself.
What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? Okay, we just got back online. Let me open up the chat, and let's bring in another caller here. See if they see what's going on here. The lines are starting to open up. This is Third Phase of Moon live. Area code 720. Are you calling from San Diego? Let's go. 720. Welcome to Third Phase of Moon.
Yeah, can you hear me, Blake?
Yes, I hear you loud and clear. Go ahead. We're back on live. The radio show is clear. Where are you calling from? What's your name? 720. You're live. Third Phase of Moon. Go ahead.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Welcome to the show. This is Blake Cousins.
Hold on, I'm having phone problems too.
All right, so this might be contagious. What's going on here? You want to fix your lineup? We'll be right back with you, 720. Let's go to, San Diego, 619. You're live, Third Phase of Moon. Welcome. We're having some technical difficulties. You there, 619?
Yeah, something's going on.
Yeah, something is strange on Third Phase of Moon tonight. Area code 619. You there?
Hello?
Yes. Hello. Welcome. Third Phase of Moon. San Diego?
Can you hear me, Blake?
I hear you.
Hey, the guy.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. This guy that just called in, and he's saying there's a beam that was coming off of that spaceship.
Yeah, yes, I said that.
What color was the beam?
It was flashing like from purple to gray to white.
Because there was this, I've seen on YouTube, there was somebody that, a video of something similar to that what you're talking about. And it was, I believe it was in Texas. The guy, he was videotaping it from his car. And next you know, the UFO, what color was the UFO at first? Let me get that first.
It had no color. It kept morphing.
It was like dark in color?
No, it had no color whatsoever. I couldn't even tell what it was because it's really dark out right now.
Okay, yeah, the one that was in Texas, it was more like the white color UFO that was been around, and the guy was filming it from his car because he stopped on the middle of the road, like a dirt road, and he stopped and then he jumped out, was filming it, and the UFO moved over his car, and then he started running off, and then right as soon as he ran away, the beam came down. It was more like a white, it's kind of like an off-white, like it went down from the UFO around the car. It was like looking for him. It was kind of weird. And then, it could, obviously, I don't know if it could see him or not, so it just flew off. And you said it was, you were saying that the light beam was going into your cornfield?
Yeah, but right now I'm not seeing anything wrong with it, with my crop.
We've spoken with Travis Walton, famous abductee from the movie Fire in the Sky, and he describes to us at Third Phase Moon that he saw a big white beam as he was teleported aboard the ship itself. Maybe this could be what was happening, and they might have been trying to abduct you. Maybe this was an abduction event that you just averted, and maybe it didn't happen because you're live on Third Phase of Moon radio.
Nice.
Well, then you probably saved my life, man.
Well,
because I can't go through that.
Yes, this is life. We're running life right now. It's live, fluid, and that's what this is all about. Let's see if we could bring back 720. You there? Did you fix up that audio? 720. You there?
Yeah, I'm here, Blake.
Okay, what do you want to call in for? Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Go ahead. What do you want to share?
Yeah, I'm from Denver, Colorado.
What's going on over there in Denver? Thanks for calling in.
Well, I've had many experiences. The last one I had was last summer, and I believe it was the same craft that I'd seen about 10 years ago. And I think it's one of the crafts that's coming out of Dulce, New Mexico, because I've heard other people that describing the same craft coming from down there. Basically, this craft, the bottom of it, I couldn't really see the top because it always tilts up at an angle, so you can't see what's really on the top. But the bottom of it, it almost looks like a skin, but it's always a really pretty purplish pink color. The first time I'd seen it, I followed it from Denver all the way up into Golden and up onto one of the main roads, and then it went north, which I couldn't go north. And then the second time was at another place that we live in. I went across the street to grab something at the convenience store, and I came back, and there was like a little hole in the clouds, and right next to about a 15-story building that's next door, about a block away from us. It was right beside the building, and it was just coming directly right at me. And I called for my son because I wanted my son to see it, and the neighbors came out, and so they were watching it, and then it just shot right straight back up through the hole. So, and I believe it was the same craft. So, but that's just the tip of it.
Let me ask you this: were you scared during this experience, and also, is this happens on a regular basis for you?
No, I wasn't scared because of who I believe it is. I've been a MyLab abductee all my life, since the time I was a little kid, and this goes back bloodline through my grandmother. Just my grandmother. My son is also an abductee, and they also abducted my stepdaughter too. And they've done a lot of stuff to me. The last thing was my son was living in Arizona with my sister, and we went down to pick him up, and I just kept getting drawn to go to Dulce, New Mexico. And we stopped in Farmington, New Mexico, because I was really tired. I drove a lot. And we got a motel room, and about 2:30, 3 o'clock. No, it was about 3 o'clock in the morning. I woke up and just sick to my stomach. I was throwing up black stuff and just really, really sick. And then I couldn't sleep for the rest of the night. And the next day when we got to Dulce, my whole body was just shaking the whole time. So we really didn't do anything. I took some pictures, came back to Colorado, and the whole time, we were coming back, I was really sick, and I ended up in hospital, and they couldn't find out what was wrong. My blood count was just severely elevated. And so I talked to an astro medium that is very, very well known. He's on YouTube and everything. And another medium, and both of them said the same thing, that I was taken, and that they had put nanites in me because they did not want me over there, and both of them said this. So I mean, this is I had my gallbladder taken out because it was just packed so full of just a black sludge. I've had medical problems and stuff. I have an implant on my middle finger on my left hand, and I've had it for years. So my whole family can feel it. But I've had right after I came back from Dulce, I got an implant on my right side under my armpit, and then about 3 days later, then I got another one under my left armpit. And I had pictures of them. Then I had one on my leg. So this is, people need to realize that just because you're looking up and you're seeing something that, you think it's extraterrestrial. What people really need to realize is not every single unidentified object that they can identify is extraterrestrial. There's a very big difference, okay? The Pleiadians, which is where my bloodline is coming from, they protect me, and they will not let anything happen to me. The government, I have pictures of black helicopters. I've talked to commanders of the Air Force Base out here, and within a half an hour I had an Apache gunship and a Black Hawk and a transport helicopter flying over my house. Within a half an hour of me calling after I had seen a UFO, it was a red dot, and I was watching it, and as soon as my wife went to turn around to look at it, it just vanished. So I called and asked them if they'd had any reports of anything, and the base commander came on and knew my name and everything, and so it scared me, so I hung up, and next thing you know, I got military, but I'm also a targeted individual.
Let me just jump in real quick. We do have a Skype contact that just came in while you're speaking. He goes by the name of Nolan, and he apparently just shot some UFO video that he's going to be joining us right here at Third Phase Moon. I asked him to send me the link first, and he's going to be joining. Oh, here's the link right now, and we're going to get Nolan on our Skype. He's calling in Skype, but let's take a look at this video. Brent, stand by. I want to have you take a look at this. And we have Nolan calling in. Everybody stand by. Let's bring in Nolan. Nolan, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I just sent you a YouTube link. It's not the best quality, but you can see an object over my house.
Okay, yeah. Tell me about this object, Nolan. What made you look up in the sky, and what do you think this was? Go ahead, Nolan.
All right. Well, I've seen these things quite a bit lately over the years. I'm not quite sure exactly what it is, but I can tell you that I know it was over probably about 30,000 feet up, and it wasn't a star. Massively huge, white. It's hard to tell if it was like a sphere or a disc. It could have been a disc, but it was emitting white light from it.
Well, it's definitely an orb you captured, and yeah, there's something up there. It's kind of high up in the sky, 30,000 feet, to get these kind of images with your cell phone. It's almost basically impossible at times. But what do you think it was?
Well,
and can you tell?
I know because I get feelings when I see these things. I started out my morning like I normally do, and I was just sitting out there, and I heard a cricket in the tree above me or a grasshopper, and I looked up, and then I was like, something was saying, keep looking, so I looked behind me a little bit, and there's this object way up there just sitting. And then I sat there for like 20 minutes watching this thing, smoking a cigarette.
Hey, Blake.
And I walked over my house, and it moved with me. And I sat there another 15 minutes looking at it, and I finally got somebody to come out and look at it with me to confirm I'm not going crazy. So I went in the house for another 20 minutes and talked about it, and I come back out, and it's still there, and I'm like, well, I got to film this. So I tried to go find some of my cameras, but they're all dead because I haven't tried to film anything in about a year now. So I was stuck with filming it with my iPhone.
Hey, man, everybody's got to film what they've got on them, and not everybody's walking around with a massive telephoto 500 millimeter, 1,000 millimeter lens on them. But hey, it's a good catch. Thanks for sharing your video with us, Nolan. And basically, you keep keeping your eyes on the skies. You're going to be capturing some more in the future. Thanks again. And could you tell us again where and when was this captured? Go ahead.
This was on Monday. This previous Monday, Memorial Day. It was about 8:30 in the morning. That lasted over. It was over my house for a good hour and 20 minutes.
Okay, we're getting a little bit of feedback, but Nolan, hey, thanks again, and we'll be talking to you soon. Now let's get back to some of the callers that are calling in to Third Phase of Moon Radio. We're live, and we want to get everybody in on the conversation. Let's go to Eric. Let's go back to the 720. Maybe you said we're still on the tip of the iceberg, And then there's also another person that called in earlier that said this massive craft just disappeared and he's afraid. Is it back? Are you still there with us, 706?
Yes, I am still here. It has not come back yet that I'm aware of. Because if I would know if it's come back because it made a low humming sound.
You know, I don't think you need to be afraid of these things. And we're listening to the other people that have called in with their UFO experiences. Does anybody have any questions for the man that just called in on the show about his massive encounter from Georgia?
Blake, I'm not sure what his name is. I don't want to give my name, but there are, I believe right now there is 9 major size aircrafts that each that you know, like the United States has one. Let me see. Brazil, I believe, is the last one to get one. So, like the United States has one, and that one's usually down in Dulce, and the base down. Now I just forgot the name of the base. That there's another military base that's about 120 miles south of it. And there's a huge craft that is down in Arizona. So these crafts are all over the place, and so they just pop in and out. So when people see them,
he's coming in. Just stand by. I think we got.
Blake, can
Elizabeth.
I say something?
Yeah, go ahead, Elizabeth. You're just telling me you had another live sighting that's happening right now? This is, again, First Phase of the Moon. People are sharing live sightings. It doesn't get in real time. Come on, people, wake up. We're not alone.
Huge one. There was just a huge one just sitting right out here just when I was just outside. My dogs were out there growling again, and they were back out there, and now it's thundering and lightning, but that's the same time that you had technical problems. When that guy said he heard clicking noises, and I got to turn off the volume on the thing here. I'm hearing myself. The clicking noises, the guy heard, and then he just called in about the clicking noises.
Yeah, the man.
I had the same thing.
Wait,
but they seem to be out in full force tonight. I don't know what's going on, but
you heard the same thing?
Yep, I've heard the clicking noises all the time. I have one in the tree.
I
sent the video, the recording to Blake. I don't know what other people can hear, but he's out there, and he goes, it doesn't sound like a cricket, but it sounds like...
Do you hear a low hum?
Yeah, and the humming noise, I hear it at night when I'm in bed. It's like, like this. Is that the noise you're hearing?
Yeah.
Yep. I hear it in bed at night.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I've heard that humming, too. So I hear that humming out.
You know, it could be a beacon from them.
You know, I've heard that like
they send out beacons and drones like they do, like the beacons, so they can spy on us.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, there's times where I have a park with a lake in it, and I used to walk my dogs there. Last summer I wasn't working because I had a bad injury, and so I was rehabilitating when I was walking my dog around the lake. And many, many times I've looked up and there's been a silver spear above me. And as soon as I notice it, it'll dart away. But, I mean, it'll sit there and play peekaboo in and out of clouds. You know, sometimes it'll only be about 2,000 feet in the air, and sometimes it'll be clear up, you know, way up in 20,000 feet range in the clouds and stuff. But I've always had them around me. So I'm always looking. Like tonight, everybody's spotting everything. I'm outside, and it's pretty overcast here in Colorado, so, you know, I'm not really seeing anything. So, but absolutely, I've heard that clicking noise, and I've heard it during the middle of the winter, too, in trees, and it's like, what is that? You know, so, yeah, I don't know if it's maybe it's a being in there, but
it's a being.
It could very well be, because when I lived in Grand Junction, Colorado, that's about 250 miles west and on the other side of the Continental Divide. I was being taken on a nightly basis, and I started having a reoccurring dream again. And I smoke, and I went outside to smoke a cigarette, and I kept hearing this thing in a tree, and I actually seen a very small, what looked like a hybrid reptilian and a gray, and I was just frozen. Yeah, it looked like it was part reptilian, part gray. It had like 3 spiny ribs, like going from the forehead back, like separated a little bit. There's like about a 2-inch gap in between them, and there was 3 of them.
That's what I can't handle. That's why I'm sometimes scared of them, because they just look weird. I'm sorry. I know it shouldn't discriminate for them looking weird. It's just I can't handle that.
Right. Well, it's not every day that people, come face to face. But what you got to remember, too, is the United States has been involved with aliens, clear back, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Our government and everything, it all revolves around, a lot of the reptilian bases, and what people, what I believe them to be is I believe them to be, evil, pretty much, because we've had presidents sign treaties with them to allow them to, take us, and they're still doing it. The military knows it. I have. That's why I'm not going to say who I am. I have brother that's Navy intelligence, and I have another uncle that was Navy intelligence, and I have another brother that
don't want to like the similarities of these encounters are not dissimilar in any way. It seems that encounters of the third kind in making contact, people from around the world have the same experiences. It's quite incredible that people from different parts of the world could describe the craft, describe the inside of craft, describe an alien, and describe what procedures they've been through, and it's basically dead ringer stories. There's something going on around the world. Over 4 million people in the United States alone claim that they've been abducted by aliens, and that's just in the United States. Something's going on. Let's bring in another caller. Willie, you there? Welcome to Third Phase Minute. Tell us where you're calling from. Willie, 2307, you're live, Third Phase.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Pardon?
Hey, can you hear me?
I don't see you, but I hear you, coming in loud and clear.
Yeah, cool. First time listening. I've been trying to catch your live show for a while now. I finally got on.
Cool, man. Thanks for joining us. Tell us where you're calling from.
Australia, New South Wales, Australia.
Well, there's a lot of sightings over there in Australia. We've had a few videos come out of there, especially out of Brisbane. Tell me, have you seen a UFO over there recently? What's going on over there in Australia?
No, not too much going on over here at the moment. Bit of political crap, but that's a bit irrelevant. But in sort of the last 6 months, I've seen I suppose you'd call it an orb. But this thing sort of stayed on the horizon, and I was with a mate, and we thought this thing was actually really close, but it turns out it was really, really far away, and it was so big, it looked like it was close. And we watched this thing disappear to a tiny dot, like a pinprick, and then it didn't actually go any further away. It just sort of got smaller and smaller till it went.
Well, even there's a UFO hunter. His name is Dylan out of Australia. He's submitted some incredible videos from that region. Have you seen any of Dylan's videos that we've shared on Third Phase?
Possibly. I have seen a few from like Australian ones that users have posted, but I'm not sure who actually recorded them.
How about yourself? Have you recorded any UFOs?
No, I've done a couple of like time-lapse photographies, like over say an hour and a half period at night time, and I get some streaks, but I'm not sure if they're satellites or just airplanes. But I have seen a couple of different interesting things on time-lapse photography, especially last lunar eclipse. I've got this thing. I didn't actually notice it till I went through and edited the photos, but there's this little black dot in front of the moon, and I've actually got, say, 30-second interval photos where I see it move across the front of the moon.
Quite interesting. There's a lot of a UFO activity during major events, and when people are looking up in the sky during eclipses, it seems like UFO sightings are on the rise. Hey, I wanted to thank you all the way from Australia for calling in. Just stand by. We might get you back on the show, but I just see a familiar number coming in, and we're in for a good one, guys. I'm so glad that Ed is called back into third phase of moon. I wanted to welcome back. He's actually just sent us a video. It's not a video. It's actually a still photograph. We just received it right here within the minute. It looks to me like a night vision shot, and you see a flying saucer over a house. It's an incredible photograph. We're going to share it right here in third phase of moon. We're going to share it on YouTube. Everybody stand by. We're going to be putting it up here pretty soon, this whole radio show on YouTube, the world's largest UFO channel. I wanted to bring Ed into third phase of moon. Welcome back.
Hey Blake, it's me. It's Ed Bracken. I just wanted to let you know I was listening to the show tonight, and I heard the caller from Georgia, and then you have a caller, I think her name is Elizabeth from Minnesota, and, it sounded like the guy in Georgia was having a hard time, and, people react the way they're going to react, but I don't want to scare anyone, but I think your message to him was a good one. Don't be afraid. This is life, and life is happening. And Elizabeth, that's her name in Minnesota, she didn't seem to be afraid, and I don't want to scare anyone, but essentially what's happened to these folks is that they are one step removed from an abduction. These lights that they're seeing are, in fact, just that. These are lights for portals for them to have an abduction experience. And I know it's easy for me to say, don't be afraid, but this is what it's about. So I have a lot of archival footage that I keep telling you I'm going to send, but what I just sent to you is actually something that I recently took with an infrared camera that I just obtained maybe, 3-4 years ago. And this is one of my first efforts. It's not a video. It's just a still photograph that I took.
Well, we're looking at this photograph, Ed, and I got to say, Ed, some of your video archives and photographs are the best that I've ever seen right here at Third Phase of Moon. And your advice to the callers that just called in is basically spot on. I hear from a lot of people that the aliens are out to get us, and we're in dire straits, and we got to prepare for the end of the world. And I believe that we're on a cutting edge, that the aliens are here to help. Can you tell me the circumstance behind this photograph, and is there any more of this evidence that's going on? Is there any video?
Yeah, this was the infrared camera that I said I just got a few years back, and I do have video, but the stills with the infrared came out better. But I will send you the video. In fact, it was just listening to the story from the gentleman in Georgia and then Elizabeth in Minnesota. They described that the noise they heard and the experience and the light. It's a familiar one. It's the same old story, Blake. And I will dig up the video that I have, but the infrared footage I had was superior, and the circumstances regarding that was, again, something that was happening over and over again in the same specific area. So without, getting an overinflated sense of one's ego, they're not necessarily coming just for you, but what's that expression? You're in the right place at the right time, and that's why you're involved. So there's no reason to be afraid.
I have a question for Elizabeth if she's still there.
Yeah, we got Elizabeth. What's the question? Go ahead.
I have a question about the UFO you've seen. Was it morphing into different shapes?
No, he sits up he's here every night. He came closer tonight than he has in a while. He just changes about 50 different colors, and he's stationary, and by by mind thinking, if I can ask him to go up and down, they will do that for me. I have a daughter who's been abducted. I have never told any of you people on the radio that. I've been seeing him since a child. I'm sure I've been abducted. I just don't remember. There's a lot more to my story than what I've said on the radio.
Well, the one that makes mine unique is that it was actually morphing into every type of, like, UFO that's, like, it's been going from saucer to triangular to cigar to rectangular to saucer again to a sphere.
And, you know, in the end, the thing is being afraid. You can surround yourself with a white light and just, you know, call upon Archangel Michael and, you know, there's some things you can do, I mean, to protect yourself, but that doesn't mean you're protected, you know, but, you know, it's hard to say on the radio. I'd rather talk to you on the phone than talk on the radio.
All right, Brent Saints, the links are coming in. We're going to be sharing Ed's incredible photograph that he just shared with us, this night vision photograph. People are going to be surprised when they wake up tomorrow morning and see this photograph, Third Phase of the Moon. Everybody, take a look. Don't forget to join Third Phase of the Moon via Skype, Facebook, Twitter, and you're not going to be disappointed by tuning in. I'm going to give everybody one last statement, say their last lines. We're going to just start to close Third Phase of the Moon. Area code 720. Any last words for the Third Phase of the Moon viewers from around the world? Go ahead.
I would say that most of the crafts and stuff that people are seeing are they are from Earth. They are not outer planetary. They're interplanetary. And yeah, they're you should be afraid of them because of what our government and governments of the world have been allowing to happen. Very, very few times will you actually see an outer planetary craft, and if you do, it's really quick, and you don't get like the sense of panic with them, because I do think that they mentally talk to you and ease your mind. I do think that our planet is in dire need of help, and I think they are here to help us. And so, the quicker we can get disclosure, I think the better off, we will be. There's millions and millions of people that have had experiences with, UFOs and abductions and stuff. So, it's about time our government finally just came out and said, this is what's going on. This is, So, thanks for having me on, Blake.
Hey, thank you, man, and thanks for joining Third Phase of the Moon and sharing your incredible story to the world. And your story is not anything unusual. This happens all the time. Elizabeth, thanks for sharing your story and telling us for the first time things that we've never heard over there in Minnesota. Be safe. Any last words, Elizabeth?
Nope, just everybody be safe, and I will send you some more different pictures, Blake, and we'll just talk next week.
Appreciate it. We'll be standing by, Elizabeth, and, you've always had something surprising almost every week and a new experience. Thanks again. Area code 706, Georgia. I'm glad you're safe tonight. I'm glad you called in to Third Phase of the Moon to share your incredible experience. Congratulations on your first encounter. We're not alone. Any last words for the Third Phase of the Moon viewers? Go ahead.
Well, I'm glad that you got me through this, because this is actually a very, very scary experience for me. Since I agree with the guy who said like most of these things are not interplanetary, because I got the sense of panic like I got if it was planetary. Absolutely. We just you never can tell with technology right now, and the way reverse alien engineered technology is being used. We're not sure whether it's our own or extraterrestrial, but everybody is keeping their eyes on the skies, and I'm glad you're safe. Appreciate your call in, and you just basically shared your story along with a few others that had live
UFO sightings from around the world. Absolutely fantastic. Area code 619, San Diego. Any last words for Third Phase of Moon? Go ahead.
Yeah, hey, Blake, this is Kelly from 619. I just wanted to thank everybody for all their stories tonight, and I actually wanted to tell you a story if we had enough time, but we could do it next week, about a friend of mine who had been abducted and the stuff that happened to her. I'm trying to get more information from her, but it's pretty interesting to find out. I'm not one to say that they're out here, all friendly. There's been different contacts of like 58 different species here visiting this planet throughout the time. But just everybody be careful out there, and hope everybody's safe.
All right, man. Hey, thanks. And definitely call in next week, do a little bit more research on that story about your friend, and we'd sure like to share it on Third Phase of Moon. That's what we do at Third Phase. Share people's stories, encounters. It's live. It's liquid. You share it here. You're sharing it with the world, like right from Willie, all the way from Australia. Any last words for Third Phase of Moon? Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah, I will find them photos of the moon and get them to you, so I'll have a look for them this afternoon. Also, just a thing on disclosure, I heard a John Lear interview. I think it was on your YouTube channel. I'm not sure if you guys actually done the interview or not, but he spoke about disclosure not happening for at least 100 or 200 years because of the agreement with the ETs and the government. Like, they're giving over the technology, and the government spends billions of dollars per day keeping it a secret. So, as for disclosure, John Lear said that it could be 200 years before we see anything like that happening.
Well, absolutely. We had the historical interview with John Lear, the son of the famed inventor of the Lear jet. John Lear has broken 18 world speed records. It was an incredible interview. I suggest if you haven't seen or listened to the Lear interview that we did, take a look at it on Third Phase of Moon. It's up there. It's an incredible 3-part interview series. It's shocking at times what he says, and also enlightening. Absolutely incredible. This world that we're living in is out of the ordinary, extraordinary, outer body experiencing. Something's going on in this world. I believe we're not alone. The evidence shares that we're not alone. Everybody, keep your eyes on the skies. And if you capture anything amazing, submit it to Third Phase of Moon via Skype, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Subscribe. My name's Blake Cousins, and we'll see you again next time.